Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 math and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter rational numbers, and the lessons we're going to cover from the chapter are decimals and fractions or mixed numbers, identify rational numbers, absolute value of rational numbers, and compare rational numbers. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is convert between decimals or fractions or mixed numbers. Okay, here I'm on grade 7 math. The chapter is rational numbers. Let's just start with the first lesson, convert between decimals or fractions or mixed numbers. Okay, write 0.2 as a fraction in simplest form. You have to convert from decimal to fraction, right? So how do we convert from decimal to fraction? That is very easy. For example, you have to 0.2, right? You have to write 1 to replace the decimal in the denominator, and right after the decimal you have only one digit, so you have to put only 10. That would be 2 over 10, right? For example, that would be 0.21. So you have to write 1 when you replace the decimal in the denominator. So right after denominator you have two digits, so you need to add two zeros, right? That is very easy to write the decimal, write the decimal number in fraction form, right? That would be 21 over 100. Okay, write 3 over 5 as a decimal number. Okay, when you have to write from fractional to decimal, how do we write? You have 3 over 5, right? You have to write it to decimal. Make this denominator equal to 10, right? You can make the denominator by 10 by multiplying the fraction by 2. You have to do 3 times 2 and 5 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6 and 5 times 2 is 10. That would be 6 over 10, right? You can write this fraction in decimal. Just do the reverse process. Add a decimal point for 1 and you have only 10. That means you have only one decimal place right after the decimal point. So it is 0.6, right? That is 0.6. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Write 1 by 2 as a decimal number. Okay, how do you write 1 by 2 as decimal? 1 over 2. Make the denominator equal to 10, right? So when you make the denominator equal to 10, you need to multiply this fraction by 2. You have to do 1 times 2 divided by 2 times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. Sorry, you have to multiply it to 5. You have to make it 10, right? So it would be 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. So you have to put decimal point for 1 and you have only one decimal place, so it would be 0.5. So the correct option is 0.5. Okay, the next one is write 0.1 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 1 over 10 it is. Write 0.25 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? Okay, so basically it is 0.25, right? First, let's just write in the fractional form, right? 0.25. So you have to add 1 when you re- remove the decimal point, and then you have two digits, so it would be 25 over 100. You have to write it in simplest form. So you have to divide it by the common number, that is 25. Just divide it by the 25. 25 times 1 is 25, 25 times 4 is 100. That would be 1 over 4. So the correct option is 1 over 4. Okay, the next one is write zero point 0.9 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, that is 9 over 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, write 0.75 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 3 over 4. Write 1 by 4 as a decimal number. So which is the correct option? How do you write 1 by 4 as decimal? So that is 1 over 4. Right? You can make this test 100. You have to multiply it to 25 because 25 times 4 is 100, right? You cannot, because you cannot make it equal to 10. 4 times no number is 10, right? So that's why you can make it 100 by multiplying it by 25. So it would be 25 over 100, right? And then 25 over 100 equals 0.25. So the correct option is 0.25. Got it? The correct option is 0.25. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. And next lesson is identify rational numbers. Okay, is 8.53 basically the rational numbers are the ones that can be written in the form a over b, right? If you write a number in the form a over b, that would be rational number, right? For example, you are given the number is 8.533 a rational number? Yes, it is rational. How? You can remove the decimal and write it in the fractional form. So yes, it is a rational number, right? You can see here rational numbers can be written a over b when written as decimal rational number terminates or repeat. So you can write 8.533 as a decimal number. So it would be a rational number, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Is 9 a rational number? Yes or no? The correct option is yes, it is a rational number. You can write it as 9 1, so it is a rational number, right? Okay, any number that can be written in fractal form, it is a rational number. Is 7.644 a rational number, which is the correct option? Yes, it is a rational number. The correct option is yes, it is a rational number. Is 4 by 5 a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number because this is already written in a fractional form, so the correct option is yes, it is a rational number. Is 9 by 7 a rational number, which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, it is a rational number. Is 2.20 a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number. The correct option is yes. Is negative 3 a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number. The correct option is yes. Is 0 a rational number? The correct option is no. You cannot write 0 in fractional form. So 0 is not a rational number. 0 is a rational number. Okay, yes, you can write 0 over 1, which is a fraction, right? So yes, 0 is a rational number. Is 9 by 8 a rational number? The option is yes, it is a rational number. The correct option is yes. Is 8.53 a rational number? Which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, it is a rational number. The correct option is yes, it is a rational number. Is 5 by 8 a rational number? The correct option is yes, it is a rational number, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is absolute value of a rational number. Okay, what is the absolute value? So basically, what is the absolute value? Let me just explain. Absolute value means the value that is always a positive value. No negative values are allowed. Absolute values are positive values or zero, right? So if you are given a number that is 5 over 9, you have to find the absolute value of 5 over 9. So 5 over 9 is already a positive number. The absolute value of 5 over 9 is 5 over 9. But if you are given negative 5 over 9, the absolute value of negative 5 over 9 is 5 over 9. Absolute values are all positive values, right? No negative values are allowed in the absolute values, right? Let's just start with the test questions. What is the, that is the sign of the absolute value, right? What is the absolute value of 8.8? So 8.8 is already a 8.8 is already a positive value. So the absolute value is 8 over 8, 8.8. Option 1 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of negative 6.3? So which is the correct option? Yes, that absolute values are always positive values, so it is 6.3. What is the absolute value of negative 5.4? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 5.4. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of 6 over 7? So the correct option is 6 over 7 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of negative 5.9? Yes, the correct option is 5.9. What is the absolute value of 7.6? The correct option is yes, that is also always a positive value, that is 7.6. What is the absolute value of negative 8.6? That is option number 1, 8.6 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of 4.1? The correct option is 4.1, always a positive value. What is the what is the absolute value of 519? Yes, that is 5 over 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of 3 over 8? Yes, the correct option is 3 over 8. What is the absolute value of 7.9? Okay, that is 7.9. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of 9 over 10? The correct option is 9 over 10, right? Okay, we're done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next lesson is compare rational numbers. So basically, you have to compare the negative. Basically, comparing the rational numbers are also negative numbers, right? So comparing the two rational numbers, we know how to compare the two negative numbers, right? You have to compare negative 1 over 2 to negative 5, right? As you are moving far from 0 on the negative side, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller, right? So 1 by 2, negative 1 over 2 is greater than negative 5, right? You can just understand this one, then you can easily compare the rational numbers, right? Here you have 0. On the right hand side values, on the left hand side you have all negative values. So as you are moving far from 0 on the positive side, the numbers are getting greater and greater. For the opposite side, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. Negative 5 is smaller than negative 1, right? Negative 6 is smaller than negative 5. So the more distance you are from 0, the value is more smaller, right? Now let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you have to compare negative 9 and negative 9.0. Which is the correct option? They both are exactly equal, right? Which sign makes the statement true? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 1 by 2 is 0 0.5, right? And 0 0.5 is greater than 0 0.25. That is greater. Negative 5 whole 1 over 4 and negative 7 whole 1 over 2. Just look at their whole numbers, right? Negative 5 and negative 7. On the negative side, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller, right? So on the number line, negative 7 is far from 0. So obviously negative 5 whole 1 by 4 is greater than negative 7 whole 1 over 2, right? That would be greater. The correct option is greater. Negative 9 whole 3 by 10 and negative 9.9, which is the correct option? Negative 9 whole 3 by 10 means that is negative 9.3, right? So negative 9.3 is less than negative 9.9. No, greater than. Negative 9.3 is greater than 9, negative 99. 5 by 8, you have to compare it to negative 4 by 4 whole 1 over 2. So which is the correct option? Obviously, positive number is greater than the negative number, right? So 5 by 8 is greater than negative 4 whole 1 over 2. Negative 7 over 8, and you have to compare it to negative 8. So which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 7 over 8 is greater than negative 8, right? One by 4, you have to compare it to 3. The correct option is 1 by 4 is less than 3. Yes, negative 2 is greater than negative 3.6. The correct option is greater. Negative 6 is negative numbers are all less than 0, so negative 6 is less than 0. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 8 math, grade 7 math. We are working on the chapter rational numbers. The chapter name is rational numbers. Okay, we're working on the grade 7 math. The chapter we're working on is rational numbers. The lessons we have covered today are convert between decimals and fractions or mixed numbers, identify rational numbers, absolute values of rational numbers, and compare rational numbers, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So if you have any questions related to the lesson, you can ask. I am here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any, right? No questions?